Hello. Can you guys hear me? There's one in front. Can you hear me, sir? Thank you. Good. Well, nice to be here. Hack in Paris, first time. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for organizing this beautiful event. There were a lot of beer last night, and I really love that because I'm from Holland. So thank you for the beers. Are there any hackers in the room, by the way? Please raise your hand. Not much hackers. Come on. There are more hackers in the room here, right? Hackers, raise your hand, please. Good. All the people who didn't raise their hands, did you push at any time in your life a button of which you didn't know what it did? Please? Yes? Good. You're hackers as well. Thank you. This is a lot easier for me to speak to hackers. Are there any people in the room below 15? No? Because some slides are pretty scary. No, you're not below 15, I'm sorry. No, 15, not 50. Yes. And I'm not sure, are you below 50? Oh, your mind, okay, his mind is good. I got some prizes. I got Club Mate with me. Are there people in the room who don't know what Club Mate is? Raise your hand, please. Ooh, a lot. Club Mate is a hacker energy drink. It keeps the mind clear and the body tired, which is perfect when you're hacking. You don't need anything else, just a clear mind and a tired body. You can win some of this stuff if you answer a question correctly. The only problem is, we're in France, it tastes a bit like a piece of French cheese which has gone to an ashtray. So you have an acquired taste, but if you like it, it really helps. So you can win. For instance, this is a startup question. Raise your hand if you know what this is. You? No, not you. No, not you. Real? No, not you. People I don't know over there. What's this? Internet in which year? A while ago, 1973. It's okay. First winner of the day, and this guy will bring it to you. Woo! Good. For the people who didn't hear it, this was the internet when it started, 1973. A little bit about me. I'm an old hacker, a hacker with a beard. I hate holding microphones. Normally I have this, but I don't think it worked that well here. I played around with a lot of old computers, pushed buttons I shouldn't do, and played with the old modems. Any of you guys in the room still know the old modems? Yeah. BBS area. Stuff that you download, and when you almost had that magical file in, your mother downstairs picked up the phone and everything was gone again, right? Yeah. That time, that's where I'm from. Also, I did a lot of hacking in those days. When I was 13, I started something. The police van, of course, never happened, always deny. In my age, there was no logging, so nobody knows. I started a company, I did it for a while, but what I really wanted to do, and still want to do, is get all the hackers in a room like this. All the hackers I know, and drive in a car, drive in a washing machine, drive in a website, they will test it, they will say it's broken and ship it back to you. That's what I really want to do. And that's what we are doing at the moment with Zerocopter. We have bug bounties, we have responsible disclosure as a service, and all the stuff like that to combine hackers around the world and work for security. Good. In the Netherlands in 2013, it was a bit hard for us as hackers because the government didn't want to recognize us. We are hackers and hackers are bad. And they organize a conference every year, the NCSC, and they didn't allow us in. They flew in a lot of nice people, Ian Mead, Chris Nickerson, all the good guys. They paid for them, they make sure they had an excellent time, but we couldn't see them. So what we did is we organized our own conference next door, and we had a van driving them, the speakers, to our conference and back again. And it was awesome. We had the best conference ever. The only problem was the NCC was a bit mad at us because we stole their speakers and they paid a lot for them. But this year, 2017, this happened. We as hackers are growing. We're getting into the spotlight, we're getting recognition, and I think we need that recognition to make a better and safer world. Cheers. Do you want a club, Mats? You have to earn it. In my free time, I'm also a member of the Guild of the Grumpy Old Hackers, which is basically hackers with beard, and there are some members in the crowd here. What we try to do is get the young people who might be making mistakes on the right track again. We help them, we say, okay, if you really want to hack, please follow these rules, help us get the internet safer, and that's what we do as that one. And the cavalry, I'm hoping some of you guys know the cavalry. I'm also involved there, we try to help. car manufacturers, people who make medical devices, to just make them more secure, to make sure the internet will be safer in the future. Which one of you guys have certifications like this one? I see a couple of hands. Don't worry, you can download these, you know? This one is downloaded. This one is downloaded. I didn't even scratch out the names. People should learn. And this one as well. Come on, this is a very, very heavy certification to get. And still people, when they got it, put their pictures online. And we can just copy them. It's stupid. I hope you're not in the room. If you do, please wake up. And even without certifications, I have no certification at all. You still get emails like this. Yours sincerely, State Secretary for Security and Justice. And that's pretty scary. For me, it's pretty scary. And if you apply and you go where you're asked to go, then even scarier stuff happens. You have to wear a suit. It's really scary. Mary Mo, does anybody know Mary Mo, by the way? Yeah, excellent girl. The lady has an implant, a pacemaker, and she hacks her own pacemaker because she wants to make sure that when something happens, the logging on that pacemaker will be correct. It's unbelievable. Hackers hacking their own body. Respect. Good, you're not here for that. You're here for a short guide in how we in the Netherlands do responsible disclosure and the stats we have of it, and of course a lot of fun slides with fails in RD and bug bounties. So I hope you will enjoy it. And I'm from Holland. This beautiful picture I got specially for you, just to admire, like you're in a vacation in the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands we have cheese as well. We have pikantje van Antje, which I cannot translate because it's pretty scary if you translate stuff like that. You guys have the better cheese, I think, but we have the ordinary ones. We also have wooden shoes. That's why a lot of people walk weird, stuff like this. I hope you never have to wear them. And we are, since last time, awful at soccer, you know? It's terrible. We, as the Netherlands, suck at soccer. We are, however, very good at ice skating. Beautiful pictures like this. We are also very good in water management. We talked about it this morning a little bit. We do that for a living. We're good at it. And oh, sorry, this one is not. We are gedoogland. And I always forget the English term. What? Tolerance. We are very tolerant in the Netherlands. Thank you very much. Tolerance means we allow a lot of things, you know, like this. I don't know if you all recognize it. It's a small plant. And you can smoke it. I was driving in with my wife in France, and we were about 10 minutes in, and then we got stopped by Border Patrol, and they drove us off the highway, and they had a car in front with 2 guys, and I got out, and suddenly there were 6 guys, and they had bulletproof vests, and they said me to get away from the car, and they searched the whole car for stuff like this. And I'm sorry, I didn't bring anything, so I just brought the mate, which is also good. But in the Netherlands, we basically allow stuff like this. We allow this. So if you allow hookers, you can also allow hackers, right? Hookers, hackers, almost the same. Don't laugh, don't laugh. Khalil, thank you. Blow and hookers, right? Yeah, thank you. Right, this one I got from Chris Nickerson, by the way. If you Google hackers, you still get this. Come on. This is not what hackers are. We are not like this. We never wear hoodies while we're behind our laptop, right? No ski masks. Pizza eating through ski mask is horrible, you know? It's everywhere, except in your mouth. You do, of course, we do wear the hoodies, but only because it's nice, useful, and you can work and eat at the same time. This is it. This is why we do it. And this, right? Is it yours? I got it from you first. Hackers don't make holes. Hackers just find holes that are already there. That is something everybody should know. And that's something that's still a problem. I hope you like the pictures. I mirrored one especially for you. Brilliant? Yeah, good. Thank you. Everybody needs a hacker. That's my honest opinion. There are some real enemies, I think. I think the real enemy is never a hacker. The real enemy is, do you know? You will not get my brain fart probably. The real enemy is time to market. Developers make stuff, People invent stuff, developers have to make it within a week and then ship it out to the internet, and then within a month there are 1 million devices out there, and nobody has ever thought about making them secure. That is the real problem, in my opinion. Time to market. And we have, of course, some additional problems, like humans. Humans are, in my opinion, an additional problem, and I have some examples of it. This is one. Additional problem. This is also a nice one. The best one, I like the best one, is the next one. Brilliant. Really brilliant. What the fuck? You know, the guy in the middle with his eyes closed, you know, nothing happens when my eyes are closed. This will work. And I'm from the Netherlands, which is a weird country where we have a lot of students, and students love to drink beer, but it's hot in the Netherlands, so they have a pool outside, and they drink beer in the pool, and then in the end they get hungry, and they do stuff like this. You know? Wow. This is all, thank you people, thank you, thank you. So as long as we have those two combined, I don't think that it's weird that a lot of stuff goes wrong on the internet. And also normal minds, I mean it's a question I always have to ask to you. This is not a trick question. You, as an audience, will you choose lock number 1 or choose lock number 2? Number 1 is the one on the left, right? Left, right. Left, right. Blow and coke? No. Okay, what? Choose? Two, everybody choose 2. Why then are all the keys still behind lock number 1? Why? It's true. Stupid. Think about stuff like this. But then everybody say, we don't use keys anymore, we use tags. Well, I just sold one to Khalil, basically. We have stuff like this. You buy this in China for $29. You paid more. It says Soshin, and now it asks me if I'm going to use this for illegal purposes, then I have to press cancel. You know? Stupid. It talks. And I will try to do it with a mic to scan it, but it's a scanner in 10 frequencies.
Read success. Card number is 6990416.
10 frequencies. And the next button is write, you know? Read, write for $29. If you buy now, you get 2 examples. I don't have it, but eBay has it. Stupid stuff. And this, people invent stuff like this. We all know what this is, right? Alexa. What can you do with it? Talk to it, order stuff. But can we only order stuff? No. May I introduce Larry, the first parrot who ordered stuff via Alexa. They learn quicker than us, and they order stuff on the internet. It's unbelievable. And this, I don't want this. You guys want this? This will happen soon. LinkedIn connections with your toothbrush, people. This will happen. And stuff like this, we invent phones with more and more and more sensors. And in the end, via those sensors, via a simple piece of JavaScript, we can find out your PIN numbers within 1 try most of the time, and in the end within 5 times 100% of the time. Just by reading sensor data on your phone, we can see what you're typing. Wow, that's the stuff we invent. And this, you did a talk in Russia, and you had some vodkas. We drink sometimes. You had some vodkas, and you walked through the park back to your hotel, and you look up, and there's a Windows error message from 5 by 10 meters in the sky. And then you think the vodka was bad, which it probably was, but it's just a building, you know? Stuff like this happens a lot. And this is Russia, but this one is in Japan. It's even nicer. Unbelievable. This is what we are all creating. And this, hand in the air if you know what this is. You will win a bottle. Jason, you want a bottle? No. It's true. You want a bottle. There you go. Woo. This is a trap for a self-driving car. It can get in, but it cannot get out because of the lines. Yeah? Oh, I will do it again. I was one too fast. Oh, show. There you go. You have to push this car out to get it working again. Nobody ever thought of it. It's that easy. Self-driving car. This, I think, was 5 or 7 kilos of salt which created this. It's that easy, people. It's that easy. And everybody needs a hacker to fix stuff like that. Who of you know of responsible disclosure? Not everybody. Ooh, we have some stuff to do. Coordinated vulnerability disclosure, does that sound better? It's basically the same, but the Americans think that's a nicer term for responsible disclosure. Because what is responsible, who is responsible, we don't know. If we coordinate it, you can take the responsibility out of the equation. That's what we do. Responsible disclosure is here since 2003, I think, when we first started with it. And it basically means that you find a vulnerability and you disclose it to the persons involved, but you do it in a way that they have time to fix their stuff. So you are responsible, you're not full disclosing, you're just waiting, working with the other party and make sure that they can fix it before you go online and tell them how great you were. Hands in the air if you know which movie. War Games, we have a winner close by, there you go. War Games is basically, oh, the lights go on every time somebody wins, that's nice. Basically, this is a hacker who finds something and then imagines the trouble he can create and tries to fix it as well immediately. And that's responsible disclosure. You as a hacker also take responsibility in fixing what you find. And there are even ISO standards for it. There's an ISO standards which describes it, the vulnerability disclosure, and it's also the handling process, which is described in an ISO. It's excellent work. It's works by Katie. And by our Dutch friend, and these guys built the brilliant ISO standards. These are the guys we should thank. And in the Netherlands, we have a policy for arriving at a practice for responsible disclosure. We wrote that out a long time ago, and it's adapted by everybody in the Netherlands. We have the terror department who's taking it over. We have the Dutch prosecution office, which takes it over. And we have a lot of hackers in the Netherlands, and there were even written books about it, like Helpful Hackers. And in the end of my presentation, I have a slide. If you copy it, you can get, I think, a free copy of this book, because it's now available for free, and it's an excellent read of about, I think, 20 Dutch hackers in there who state their stories on how they helped make the internet more secure for free. Jeroen made also the Dutch Public Prosecutors Guideline, the translation of it, available online. And it basically also means that the Dutch prosecution office can choose if a company says, I'm going to prosecute you because you hacked me. And they say, well, he held on to the responsible disclosure guidelines, which are basically there. We won't prosecute this hacker, which is awesome and an awesome achievement, I think, for us. And it all goes about some questions which should be asked to verify if you're not liable for prosecution. And it looks a bit like this. This is one from our own office. Submit your findings or the things you found that are wrong with us. Submit it here. Do not take advantage of them. Sorry. Do not download more data than you actually need. Do not go to the press. And please help us fix it. That's all we ask. And if you put this in the Netherlands on your site, hackers will help. Because the next line states, we will respond within a couple of days. And if you follow the instructions above, we will not take legal action. That's it. That's all to get the community to help you. And I think this should be adapted everywhere in the world. And at the moment, the Netherlands is running in front of it, but Belgium also started. Are there some Belgian people in the room? Hey. Belgium also did responsible disclosure, but they forgot to register the domain responsibledisclosure.be. We got it. So that will be a nice conversation soon. But we get a lot of, for instance, from France, we get a lot of alerts in the Netherlands for French companies from French hackers, because they think if they do it in the Netherlands, they won't get prosecuted as well. I'm not sure if it works that way, but at the moment this is the status. We must know, however, that most of the times responsible disclosure in the Netherlands is not the same as bug bounties. Bug bounties are working for money, at least in the Netherlands, and responsible disclosure is working either for free, either for t-shirts, coupons, or whatever, you know. Responsible disclosure is you willing to help companies make the stuff more secure. And this is one of the heroes in the Netherlands. It's Victor Gevers. He did responsible disclosures, I think, 50 to 100,000 100, sorry, 50 to 100 responsible disclosures since '89. It's unbelievable. He's here, by the way, so maybe we could give him a hand for doing stuff like that. There you go. This guy really saves the world, people. He really does. And he even gets in parliament in the Netherlands. It's true. And he's sitting next to a soldier who needs all this stuff, you know, to be somebody. And he just needs a shirt to be Victor. It's unbelievable. And yeah, he's right there. And even he's very mad at me because what I'm going to do now, there's a Dutch magazine called the Linda, which is a girly magazine. And he's in there, you know, big. Woo! You're a model, man. Very good. You won a bottle. But, I mean, it's very good. He does a lot of things. This is a report from him from last year. He did about 600 responsible disclosures. And if you look at it, the country that fixes shit the fastest is China. It fixes the stuff he mentions there the fastest. The slowest is probably Russia, yeah, 18 days. And, oh yeah, France, I'm sorry, you're a little bit at the bottom of not fixed, but I think it's difficile, as you say here, huh? Right? Pretty difficile. I tried. If you build it, they will come. I mean, if you're gonna do responsible disclosure, you will get a lot of stuff at you. You know, hackers like to report stuff, and there are also a lot of hackers which are not really that good, but like to report anyway. Maybe they will get something. If we look at some of our own stats from last year, we see that we had 214 in for various sites, and anonymous 185. So it's pretty hectic. If you look at the Netherlands themselves, they had 113 in last year for the Netherlands government, etc. And false positives were about 20% of it. Which are weird stats, but if you look at this one, Schubeck Philips, which is a company in the Netherlands which does a lot of web hosting, they have RD for everything. They get 1,000 reports in this year. 1,000. And of those 1,000 reports, only 2 were eligible for a shirt. Only 2. So you get a lot of noise if you do it. And we, as hackers, they work for shirts. We work for shirts. I hacked KPN, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Brilliant. We need more of that, you know. We have the Dutch, I hacked the Dutch government and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. But we also have the Dutch bank, the Federal Bank of the Netherlands. They also give very cool stuff if you report a responsible disclosure. Does anybody know what? Yeah, you don't say a USB key, it's a gold bar, yeah? It's a gold bar. The moment this was published, a lot of RD was reported their way, but it actually turned out to be a USB key, which was pretty shitty. But you won a bottle, Hans. You won a bottle. Congrats. This is also something we're always wondering about. I spoke at Nulcon a while ago, and it was awesome to be there, but it's in India. And we got a lot of reports from India, and some are pretty bad, but some are also pretty good. But we are all always wondering, when we get an address in India to send a shirt to, how the hell do people find this? Near the temple, behind the bus stop, in some colony. There is where my shirt has to go. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we thank UPS for really delivering, because we always get a message back that they got it. So awesome, UPS. I really love you. I will do some tales from bug bounties and for responsible disclosure, which I found very funny, so I hope you will enjoy them as well. And also some which are not so funny, and stuff we have to really think about before we step any further in responsible disclosure. This one, for a bottle. What port is it? I want to warn you that you have TCP port 3128 open. Hands in the air if you know what port it is. It's Squid. It's a Squid proxy. Yeah, there's a winner over there. What do you do with a Squid proxy? Proxying, yes. And where do you run your Squid proxy mostly? Local, yes. So these are the brilliant hackers telling us that their own network runs a Squid proxy. Those responsible disclosures are a bit stupid, you know. It's your network you're hacking, not our network. It's really, really weird. This one also, I want to warn you that you have a problem, yeah, somewhere. We don't know which server, Maybe it's SSL or maybe it's patching, but probably there's something wrong. Please send us stuff. Also, that doesn't work, you know. That's called dragnet responsible disclosure. Just put out 1,000 of these emails and hope people respond and that you get something. Stupid. This one, also brilliant. He even put a POC, proof of concept in, and he says, I found this site and it will redirect to this site. I have attached screenshot, and the impact is that if an attacker suggests a right username and password for it, they can get in. Wow. It's a login page. Really? Huh, unbelievable. It even has two-factor authentication on it, but we didn't bother. We just found a login, and if we can get in, oh, we win. Yeah, thank you. That's also not stuff you really like to see, and this one is also brilliant. I like to warn you, you are vulnerable to, and then a difficult CVE number. This sounds real, right? This is scary stuff. And this is a PHP mailer, remote code execution. Oh my God. Pretty scary, but we are running Ruby on Rails. I don't know, you know, this happens a lot, this stuff. We also send this picture back, you know. When you get out, please call us again. I'm sorry. Right. Good. This one from our fellow friends from HackerOne. When I click forgot passwords, I will get a reset link, and when I log in with Samuel, blah, 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 I can go to another browser and I can log in again. That's pretty scary stuff, you know? Certificates, etc., and password, cookies, everything. But the answer from the company is brilliant. Where are you seeing this? Because we don't have a password reset feature. Okay. But the guy is persistent, so he sends in some screenshots of the company, Paragon Initiative, and maybe the little cat on top gives it away a little bit, but he's trying to log into GitHub, you know? So the response was, oh, I'm sorry, we're not responsible for the security of GitHub.com. Stuff like this happens a lot, and it's fun. Or the next one. See if it works. Yep. For Dovecot, due to improper configuration, the following directories open and the files are listed. Ooh, that's stupid of us. We forgot to close it. Oh wait, it's a Debian distry, Wheezy, auto Dovecot source. Maybe this was intentionally left open, you know? And people are putting in reports like this all the time. Think about it. If you want to see more, by the way, bugbounty.fail is a site where a lot of those bounties which fail are collected, and you will laugh your ass off if you go through them, really. This shit is why aliens won't talk to us. This, you know? We have to be better at stuff like this. Sometimes we get a lot of reports about certain networks which are meant to be open a bit because it's a honeypot. And then also a response to hackers is pretty difficult. I mean, what do? You cannot say, well, you just hit our honeypot range. You have to try to negotiate or maybe send silent t-shirts to get stuff like this fixed. And the responses, oh man. Some responses from hackers are pretty bad. Some responses for people responsible for responsible disclosure are even worse, you know? This one, does anybody know what happened next? This was Khalil, and I don't think it's you. No, it's not you. And he said, I'm sorry, this is not a bug. That's the answer he got from someone of the Facebook security team. Does anybody know what he did next? Sorry? Yes, he put it on his wall. A winner over there in the middle. You have to run pretty hard. There you go. Good for you. He just said, finally, dear Mr. Zuckerberg, I'm sorry for breaking your privacy and posting this on your wall, but your team doesn't listen. We called it responsible disclosure with a stretched leg going in, you know? It's also one of the forms of responsible disclosure. And this one, I can't speak it out loud, but this is an Uber guy who said that something was out of scope and a hacker who didn't agree. He said, basically, you beep, beep, mother beep. I know this is out of scope and your team member marked it as blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, beep, mother beep. And then the most hideous word for somebody at Uber, fucking taxi drivers. Whoa, unbelievable. So these responses are also not pretty nice if you're a hacker. And then, yeah, a bit of a difficult story. Cloud pets. Have you heard of this, cloud pets? Cloud pets are beautiful animals. They have, I think, cameras and microphones in it. and they can record stuff from your child's bedroom. And that stuff is being sent somewhere. And they even do free shipping for active duty military, and a lot of people use that from active duty military. So you can imagine that in their databases there are some things you didn't want to find, basically. But they're probably secure, right? Well, not exactly, because this guy here did this, I think in December last year, and he said, I want to inform you that your site is running a MongoDB instance, which appears not to be correctly configured or protected by a firewall, which means the authentication set will grant anybody full admin access to the databases. And this is pretty normal for MongoDB. I think if you click next, 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 everybody can do anything on your instance. So you have to think about it and you have to secure it. But if you look at those numbers, unbelievable. In this database were more than 800,000 registered users, almost 400,000 friend records, and more than 2 million messages openly available on the internet. It sucks. And this is what it looks like. This is the access you get from somewhere on the internet if you do it. Everybody can do this, everybody. If you just look it up, you find a lot of shit like this. But he submitted it, and now one in the audience, how many times did he do it? How many times did he try to contact the company to fix this? Raise your hand if you know. For a bottle. Come on. Okay, gamble. Oh, sorry. Close. You already have a bottle. 8? No, close. 9? Yes. It's a winner. I'm sorry. 9 times. 9 times he tried to reach them, and 9 times they didn't respond, and afterwards the complete database was hacked, wiped, ransomed, etc., and gone. This is not the response we want if we are trying to help you guys. And also the best response ever, hands down, I hope you're not in the room, but the best response ever to a cross-site scripting going to a company is this one. Please, you're trying to add JavaScript and you just need to put in letters and numbers. No JavaScript. This is a real answer for somebody who defends their site from cross-site scripting. Wow. Kevin Wilson, I hope you're very happy. Everybody needs a hacker. And do we need to be the best hackers out there? Do we have to have these skills to hack everything? No, we don't. We basically don't have to have any skills, as long as we can still, in some fields, just put PHP code in a form, and it runs. Yeah, and this happens a lot, I'm sorry. Then within a couple of seconds, you can also have the passwords. It's that easy. It's 10 seconds to get this stuff out. If we have stuff like this, send out an e-card and you can just put in your name, you can put in your email address, but you can also upload a picture. Then what if we don't upload a picture, but some code like this? Would it work? No, never, right? Oh, wait, sorry, it worked. That's weird. And then you talk to those guys and they say, oh, stupid, we didn't check if it was an image. So from now on, we check on .gpg. And then you do .gpg.php and you're in again. It's so easy, people. And this, I mean, we all have beautiful apps on our phones. We all have beautiful servers selling us the apps, but they are always talking to APIs, and people seem to forget that those things are also needed to be secure. A lot of guys use SSL, but why don't you use certificate pinning? We can almost always get in between apps, connect to the API, change some details, and we are somebody else again. It's so easy. We should fix that. We have Bob the Builder in the Netherlands. I don't know if you guys have him, but Bob the Builder fixes shit, you know? And how does he do it? He uses OWASP. OWASP SKF. Do you know that one? SKF? It gives you code examples when you build something to make sure that you are coding secure. This is free. Everybody can use it. If you use developers, if you connect to developers, please educate them and say, you can use OWASP SKF for free and it will help you code securely. And if coding from the start is secure, then in the end, the whole internet will be more secure. Another example of this security, it's brilliant. Please look at it if you don't know it. Well, what have we learned in the Netherlands? Because we are running responsible disclosures a lot, and it works pretty good, and the district attorney and everybody is working with us, but there are always some things that are not that nice. For instance, we see that a lot of companies want to use responsible disclosure, but still don't know how exactly. And they have to be educated. They really don't know what's going on. They think that if they put on responsible disclosure, everybody will hack them, but we are already hacking them. So it would be nicer if you know about it, right? So stuff like that needs to get out. This one, a lot of companies still aren't ready for it, you know? There needs to be time, and there needs to be talking to management that hackers can be nice people. A lot of the times we are also selling stuff, and we are in a CISO meeting, and they are enthusiastic, and all the crowd people and all the developers want to work with responsible disclosure. And then we get to the boardroom, and there's a guy in a suit with a cigar, and he says, "Hackers? Hell no!" And we're gone again, you know? We need to get more stuff in there. We need to explain responsible disclosure and coordinated vulnerability disclosure to companies. And we need to do it. We need to explain responsibility disclosures to hackers who try stuff but don't know how. You know, the script kiddies need to know that responsible disclosure is a very good option to get some knowledge and also to be accepted in the community. And we have to explain still responsible disclosure to a lot of governments. And we have to do it from the bottom up. We have to sell responsible disclosure to everybody so that the internet will be better. Stats. I always like this one. I think it will never happen, but we can at least try. 5% of the hackers at the moment is like Victor, doing it for nothing, just making the world more secure, making sure that his kids will have a safer internet later. 30% is doing it for espionage. I have a beautiful example of it next. 15% is anonymous, animal rights activists, etc. And then you have the 10% script kiddies, the ones who download stuff, don't know how to use it, but hack shit anyway. And then we have the 40% still making money by selling data to criminals. What if we can make bug bounties and responsible disclosure so nice for them that the 40% will go over that way? And what if we can take the script kiddies and just educate them? Learn how to become real hackers and learn to become good hackers. If we can do that, then in the end, 55% of all the hackers would be good. I think we would have a safer internet if that happens. And probably it will never happen, but at least we can try, I think. Good, I got an example, this one, I really love this one. 2009, the US Department of Defense want to build a jet fighter, and they send a team to China to figure out when China will build the jet fighter as well. You know, when will China have the same capabilities to build a fighter like this? And does anybody know which company we're talking about? What do you say? Lockheed Martin, we have a winner over there, brilliant. Lockheed built a beautiful jet fighter. This one. I'm not a fan of jet fighters, but it seems this is a pretty nice jet fighter. The only problem is that in 2020, China would have the same powers. I think 9 months later, this happened. And that's a bit weird. The Chengdu G20. They hacked into Lockheed Martin, and everything that was done, printed, built in Lockheed Martin was a couple of months later done in China the same way. This jet fighter is better as that one because they debugged this one, you know? They debugged the software. It's unbelievable. That's what happens if you're not paying attention. So everybody needs a hacker. What to do? If a company has responsible disclosure and you guys see an issue, please use responsible disclosure and help the companies, and please make sure that you do it in a nice way. If they don't have a policy on their website or in the product line or whatever, link them to RD. Point to a site where RD is laid out, how it works, why it works. We are also in the process of building sites which will explain what RD is, which give example of good RDs, give example of bad RDs, but make sure that if a company gets an RD message, they know where to look and they know what kind of info they can expect. And link to a local cert if they don't know. I mean, certs have trust. Companies know certs, so link to a cert and try to explain, let them explain to the company that this is a good process. And if all fails, communicate to a local cert anyway. I mean, Victor does it a lot. If companies don't respond, then in the end, he will find a cert in that country and put the message out there, and they will pick it up. They will not always respond, but they will pick it up. And in the end, last one, 5 minutes, good. Every time, be kind. I mean, we as hackers want to be better. We want to be on stage. We want to make sure that everybody sees us as normal people, you know. Be kind and talk to them and make sure they understand what we say. This is the link I was talking about. After multiple requests, I decided to put the EPUB version of my book, Helpful Hackers, free online, helpfulhackers.nl. There you can find this book, PDF, and it's an excellent read on how we in the Netherlands do responsible disclosure, and also some funny stories of real hackers who were interviewed by these guys. I'm going to the end. A slide I always put up is this one. Don't know if you know that guy. But what I then say to my audience, which is normally a bit different than this one, is say, whatever you do, whatever you think about, whatever you learned from me, now you can forget it. If you just remember a core thing, you have to make it small. Responsible disclosure is sometimes difficult. Make it small. Make it one sentence for them, they will understand. So I give you my final slide, and I hope you will take this at heart. This. Thank you.
Do we have any questions? We have time for one or two.
You can win a bottle if you have a good one.
Questions for a bottle. Going once.
Going twice.
Going twice, or I'm going to get the damn bottle.
You can have a bottle.
I'll take the bottle.
You take the bottle. He will
Edwin,
bring it to you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys. Bye.
Good.